Hey YouTube, this is Hella Bella Reseller here. This video is 10 things I wish someone told me about before I started Amazon FBA. This is just some of my early mistakes that I made that, didn't really cost me money, but cost me time and, kind of an annoyance more than anything. So number one, learn to understand sales rank. If something doesn't have a sales rank, that means it hasn't sold in a long time. Even if it has 1 million, 2 million, 3 million in, a category like books, that's still not a terrible rank. That item's going to sell, within the year. Obviously, sales ranks of, 500,000 and under that for books, I consider really good sales ranks. I would pick that up anytime. But learning to understand sales rank basically assures that you don't buy an item that's never going to sell. It's rare that you put something on Amazon that doesn't sell at all, but there are those items that are just irrelevant or just not selling for whatever reason. Tip number two, get a brick or battery charger so your phone doesn't die while you're scanning. That is the most annoying thing ever. If you're just sitting on a gold mine of books and, your phone dings and says you have 20% left, you're like, damn it, I have to go out to the car and charge the phone, or I have to go home for a little while. It happened to me about 2 or 3 times before I got really mad, researched the best charger that I could buy. I think I went with a Jackery, and it's really good. It'll charge your phone up to 3 times while you're out scanning. So if your phone is starting to die, you can just go ahead and plug it up, and I just leave it plugged up to the phone while I'm scanning. Tip number 3, if it's new in the box, scan it. It doesn't matter if you know what it is or not. It's got a barcode on it, go ahead and scan it. You don't have to be familiar with the item to sell it. So tip number 4, media items can be your bread and butter if you're just getting started. Books, games, CDs, vinyl, records, VHS tapes, these all are in every thrift store. I mean every one. There's not any thrift store that is not going to have a stack of books, some crappy CDs, just some stuff that you can get started with. So be aware of that. If you're a beginner, go ahead and pop on some of those items. They're really low investment and high return, in my opinion. Books are my favorite thing to sell, and they're pretty much everywhere. Number 5, you need a good printer. You need ink, paper, Avery labels. I use 8160, I believe. Boxes, tape, packing supplies. For packing supplies, you can buy boxes, but I just get them out of the dumpster. If I'm going to a store, like the Dollar Tree or somewhere, I'll just drive behind there and pick up the boxes. Most store employees don't care. You can ask, but you don't have to. And also find bubble wrap and, packaging material in there every now and then. So yeah, don't waste your money on boxes, but do buy tape, good tape. So tip number 6 is to maintain positive relationships with your suppliers. This can include thrift store employees, store managers, store employees. Just put on a smile and a friendly face. It goes a long way if you're coming in the store and you have a good attitude. Don't be that reseller who's always on their phone scanning stuff and, looks like they have some kind of secret for the world. The store employees know what you're doing, and chances are they don't give a shit, they're not there to police you from scanning things. So just, smile and be courteous and, treat them like you would want to be treated if you were a store employee. Tip number 7, do not risk your account feedback on an item that might not work. Test electronics, test records, test CDs. If something has a scratch on it, do not send it in. It's not worth whatever little bit of profit that you would make to, risk a bad feedback, because Amazon buyers don't leave feedback very often. And when they do, it's usually because they're pissed off about something. So you get 4, good feedbacks and 1 bad, and you have yourself an 80% feedback rating, which does not look so good. So yeah, don't risk your account. Make sure that everything works for sure. Tip number 8, Prime means you can charge more, so do it. Do not sit there and price what the merchants are pricing. You have the right to price more. You're giving them a service that they can't get from a merchant. So just remember that. Keep that in mind. And you don't have to be ridiculous about it. You don't have to price way higher. But, a couple dollars on every item, and that really adds up. Especially if you're selling in, large volumes, and, check out what the other Prime sellers are selling for and, price accordingly. But, don't try to compete with merchants, because that's not your competition anymore once you become an Amazon FBA seller. Tip number 9, remember that this is not a guessing game. You have all the data in the world to use, so use it. Don't sit there and think, I think this might sell, but I'm not sure. Look it up. Look up the data. Camel is a great website, and another website I would recommend is keepa.com, keepa.com. Both of these will track what the item has sold for in the last few days, last few months, and overall. So, just have a look at that and make sure that you do your research, especially if you're going to buy a larger ticket item. Last tip for you, tip number 10, is treat your inventory like a giant organism. You just want to keep sending in stock to Amazon, because the more you feed the beast, the more money you can make. The more money you spend, the more money you generally tend to make. So, set sales goals or set inventory goals. Say, I want to get 100 items in inventory. I want to get 500. I want to get 1,000. I want to get 5,000. Set those goals for yourself and work towards that. Currently, I only have, I think, 669 items in stock right now. I'm having trouble keeping items in stock, which is not a bad problem to have because it means things are selling pretty quickly. However, I really want to get closer to the 1,000 items. I used to be there, but that's before, when I had a lot of books that, books that weren't great sellers. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just sending everything in. But, just aim for that. Aim to get your volume up. The more you send in, the more you can sell. So hopefully these 10 tips didn't seem like a total waste of time. I didn't pull them all out of my ass. I actually had problems with each one of these little items somewhere along the way. So if this video helps you out, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, like, comment, tell me what you think, tell me what you want to hear, make fun of my accent, whatever you feel like you need to do. Hope you enjoyed it.